Snoopy, you were not on the show yesterday. 15 seconds. What's your kind of... Oh, what is good, everybody? Welcome in to your new favorite weekday show. It's called Coach and Company. We are live every single weekday on Stadium and all of their platforms. You can find us on Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. We are available everywhere. I am your boy, the Coach, and I run this ship. Now, we don't just do sports betting. We do a little bit of everything. We want to make you a smarter sports fan and also a smarter sports bettor. If you want to be a part of the conversation, you most certainly can do that via a super sticker, and it all goes to our crew. If you had a good day, they won you some cash, they would certainly appreciate it, and you can be a part of the show. Now, as always, we always look back before we look forward. And yesterday, not a bad day, but kind of a ho-hum day. We have a very simple philosophy here at Coach and Company. We just want to win more than we lose. But it's also about the live discussion on the show. And yesterday, we nailed it. Kentucky, we said way too many points, getting 9. They won on the floor. Oklahoma, the late game, way too many points, getting 9 at Texas A&M. They kept it within 6 or 7 the entire show. So hashtag it pays to watch live. Now, coming up on the show, it's Wednesday, and you guys know in our universe, the BTT universe, it's all about F days. And today, coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll have our very first F day, and you do not want to miss that. Also, we're getting you set for a very, very busy day in hoops. 11 NBA games tonight, 7 college basketball games involving ranked teams, including the number 1 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers. Also, if you follow our man Big Chuck on social media, we have one play today, Champions League. There is a whole slew of soccer games. He can get you set there as well. But without further ado, you guys know I got the best company in the business. It's time to beat the books. It is time to cash, and look who we've got today. I got to go to the far right, or at least my right. It's the first time he's been on Coach and Company. You can see him all over The Last Word, which is also right here on Stadium every single Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. He's becoming a big-time media star. Please welcome Big Tommy C, Tommy Carlucci. Good morning, sir.
What's up, Coacher? What's up, fellas? Love being on the company. The show open is outrageous. Big shout out to producer, man. Great work, man.
Doing it right. Next, he's been up all night working on something we're going to talk about in about 20 minutes or so. And you can always tell when he's a little bit bitter. And that's the version I like. He's our numbers guy for a reason. Please say good morning to Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael. Oh, no.
That was me.
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Good morning, company. Good morning, mute button. It's been already a bad day already, as it is. And I just finished a national anthem prop bets, and I just actually finished on the mute button. So that's how my morning has gone already.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, next, he is live from Memphis, Tennessee. He does the post game for all of the Memphis Grizzlies over 250 games that they play. Please welcome to the show, Mr. DG, Daniel Greer. Good morning, sir.
I'm kidding. I don't mute myself. I'm not an idiot. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody else. Excited to be here. It is the hump day. It is an F day, so I love it. I'm excited to be here, Coach.
We got to cash a lot of tickets. We're excited to have you, buddy, and we love all the fact that all you guys are part of the company now. All right, we got to get to our best bets, and we will also change just a few things here, guys. That we'll do our best bets. We'll discuss just a little bit because we want to make sure everybody knows in the BTT universe, in the Coach and Company universe, that this is not just all about picks. hammering you over the head. No, we have a good time. We laugh. We tease. We unmute ourselves. All right, Tommy, this is your first day on Coach and Company. So I thought it would only be respectful. It would only be nice if you would go first. What are you playing today, sir?
On my plays today, I'm going a little hockey, Coach. I'm taking the Flyers +1 -162, and I'm taking the big game at Madison Square Garden tonight. The Denver Nuggets +3 -115. That game is huge tonight. Joking, the boys are coming in town, and I hope the Knicks are ready for them.
Always evolving as handicappers, right? So you love hockey, you love East Coast hockey. You're taking an East Coast hockey team, but the juice is a little bit juicy, but sometimes it's worth the squeeze. Why did you feel so inclined to play the Flyers getting a goal and a half?
Well, just a little note here: the last 4 or 5 games that the Devils have played at home, the underdog has won the game, and that made me. And the Flyers are a tough team, and I just think they're going to win the game. There you go,
Drop the mic.
the
I like
underdog.
the I like the underdog arrogance. I really, really like it. He's not backing up for -162. Hell to the no. All right, Tommy, hang tight. I'm going to go next. Yes, the very first catch with the coach here on Coach and Company. And I'm going to stay in New York City, Tommy. I'm going to stay at Madison Square Garden. Do you guys know that I used to work at MSG Network, that I was actually in the building when LeBron went over 50? I was in the building when Kobe scored 61 in one of the greatest performances that these two eyes have ever seen. I was there. It's a magical place. It's also the same building where Triple H made his historic comeback to one of the loudest pops of all time. And I was in the damn building. So tonight, I will not be in the building, but points will be in the building. I'm going to go over 240 -108. 4 of the last 6 games for the Nuggets have soared over this number. 250 in their last game. 237, 255, 253, 213, 2. This is an over team. They play fast. And the Knicks, they have a tendency to play to the level and the speed of their competition. I think they'll run with the Nuggets tonight. I love this over. And then last night, did you notice the Sixers? Well, the Lakers came out and played really well for about a quarter, but they're old and they have old dudes. And when you play back to back and you had to travel from Atlanta to Philadelphia, that was kind of expected. But what the Sixers found without Joel Embiid, without Paul George, was a really fast paced offense. And you're going to tell me that the Sacramento Kings, the Kings, are going to come to town and beat the Sixers by 9 at -115? Oh, hell to the no. Give me Philadelphia tonight. Tyrese Maxey, you're my spirit animal. Those are my 2 plays tonight. Rafael, what are your thoughts on the Nuggets and Knicks that me and Tommy are throwing out there this morning?
What a great game tonight. I mean, they won. The Knicks playing some really good ball, winning 4 straight. And the Nuggets have lost back-to-back road games. And they lost to the Bulls on the road. So they're coming in a little bit sluggish on this one. This one will probably close around 3.5. I think the bettors will push this up some money. Some books have 3 -115 already on the Knicks. This total opened up at 243.5. That's the weight my twin brother raised right now. This one's coming down. I think it'll probably close around 238, 239. There's some 239 and a halves right there, especially at Caesars and FanDuel. So keep an eye out for the total. I think it might dip a little.
I told you guys he's our numbers guy for a reason. And by the way, DG, everything kind of just feels right now. You know what I mean? It just kind of feels right because your boy, your spirit animal, Big Cheesy, is in the chat. And as always, he's going oppo of your boy. He likes the Kings tonight, laying the 9. What a shock. But we don't have it in place yet. But you had a great idea when it came to showdowns that we're going to do either between us or perhaps with people in the chat.
Yeah, no, I love it. And this actually came from Mark Better Days Ahead. This was his suggestion. We were just kind of shooting a little bit of the conversation around, and it was the challenge flag. So the little play on the coaches challenge. So a little challenge flag on here as we throw it. And so I think that would be very good for this right here. You and Big Cheesy with a challenge. I would love it.
Well, that's quite the tease. And we will get to that. But in all honesty, producer man can only do so much. And this man is working 24/7. But we'll get to that. Big Cheesy, I'm going to let you off the hook tonight because the Sixers probably are going to win on the floor. I'm going to let you off the hook tonight. But eventually, when we have real showdowns, you know what I'm talking about. All right, who's going to go next? You know what, Rafael? Let me come back over to you, big boy. What are your best bets today?
First one, I'm going into the college. There's a great matchup in the Mountain West tonight where UNLV travels to Utah State. I'm taking UNLV team total under 67.5 points, minus 3 nickels, because it's revenge spot. UNLV beat Utah State last week at UNLV. Now, Mountain West are probably going to get 3 teams into the tournament. So Utah State needs to win these types of games if they want to go dancing in March. I think they get the redemption. I think they win on defense, and I think they hold the Rebels to 67.5 points. Then in the NBA, give me Bradley Beal over 6.5 points and rebounds, minus 3 nickels. You know what's next week? This is the NBA trade deadline. These players are probably not only playing for contracts, playing for new jerseys, and Bradley Beal might be one of those. I think he gets up a good game. He's averaging 16 points at home. I just thought 16.5 points and assists. He's averaging almost 4 assists a game at home. That is a low number. I thought it was going to be around 18.5, so I'm going to take Bradley Beal tonight.
If you're that idiot fan who was, I don't know if you guys saw this story with the wife and everything the other day at the game. The kids, this fan was yelling at Beal, trade him. The kids are crying. Be better. If you go to a game, just be a fan. My goodness.
Yeah.
It was an awful story. Just stop it. Just stop it. By the way, if they have a book that does not have a team total like mine, does not have a team total on UNLV, do you have another play that you would lean into or just say pass?
I would say probably look at the game going under as well. I think Utah State's really upset that they lost that game at UNLV where they were 6-point favorites on the road and they laid an egg. So I would say the under. I think their defense is going to show up.
All right, very good. Utah State and the under in UNLV. All right, DG, big boy, best bets, bring us home.
I like the under, so let's stay with that. Devin Vassell, under 4.5 rebounds. I have it at minus 125. The Clippers are very stingy in rebounds allowed to the shooting guard position. And then Vassell has been under this in 4 straight games. And then he's under on this. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's under on this 77% of the time. So I like this number. Then we're going to go with the double doubles for our centers. And that's going to be Jakob Poeltl, double double, minus 120. 8 of the last 9 starting centers have went over their rebound numbers against Washington. They're one of the worst in the league in allowing points and rebounds to the center position. Same thing goes for the Pelicans and Daniel Gafford, double-double, minus 120. 27-12 versus New Orleans in the last matchup on January 15th. I love Daniel Gafford. He's getting big minutes now with Derek Lively out. So I like Daniel Gafford to get the double-double.
And real quick, he plays for who? For people who don't know, once again?
Dallas Mavericks.
The Dallas Mavericks. By the way, from the chat, Rafael, what do you think about this one? Detroit, they're playing a little bit better. Cade Cunningham's playing like a beast. His number, points, rebounds, and assists, is 40.5, minus 125. Big Cheesy says, bang it. What do you say?
I agree, but that juice scares me. I hate laying a buck and a quarter on a prop bet because normally just move the number, books. Why just put the heavy juice on it? So I like the number at 40.
All right, very good. By the way, better days ahead, Mark, as DG talked about. He's in the chat. Said I'm ready to pull that flag, but then I decided not to. You're exactly right, Mark. I was going to throw it on Big Cheesy. But I will say this. Coming up, DG, your boy Mark, I believe that he's going to have hockey plays for us on Tuesdays and Thursdays moving forward. Is that true?
Listen, the first time I'm here, but I know he's down. So whatever you want from Mark, I know he would be down.
Okay. No, he'd be down. And by the way, you have another show. We're at the top of the show. Where is that landing now, sir, by the way, also?
Yeah, so you can follow our Grizzlies stuff. And so my Grizz 901 post game show is live at Bluff City Media. So the Grizzlies, big game tomorrow against the Rockets. So check us out there.
Yeah, the Rockets last night almost blew it. I had them in a parlay, but unfortunately, the Bucks couldn't get it done. But they had quite the ending there in their game last night. All right, still to come. We're just getting started here on Coach and Company. It's an F Day coming up in just 4 minutes. Also, it's Hoop Hysteria. It's Coach and Company. It's Stadium. We're live on a Wednesday. And I completely tossed a break at the wrong time. That's live TV for you right there, boys. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to scold myself. That will cost me a membership, so I'm going to put one in the bank. Now I can tell you, we're Coach and Company live on Stadium. Let's go, producer man. Here it is rugged, it is tough. Go to deemerbox.com. Use the code Coach10 for 10% off site wide. All right, we are rolling. We are back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's Coach and Company on a Wednesday, a glorious beginning, and I love being on live. I love it. Even when we make mistakes, I love being on live. We're here every single weekday on Stadium at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us on demand on our YouTube channel, which is growing. We're almost to 15,000 subscribers. I think we're going to get there by the end of the week, so we encourage you to go there and subscribe. You get all of our shows in addition to this one. By the way, the show today brought to you by Deemerbox. Coach 10 is the code. Go to deemerbox.com. You get 10% off site-wide, co-owned by Zach Brown, so we're appreciative of them partnering with us right out of the gate. Now, this is a special time of the show because as we've kind of developed our personalities and how we do things, certain things will carry over. And a year ago, I got a call, and it's from the late, great Howie Schwab, who I worked with at ESPN. He's legendary in the college basketball community, and he unfortunately, tragically passed away at the beginning of last year after he'd been with us for 3 or 4 months. He loved being a part of what we do. And he said, Coach, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it. Those words are ringing in my ears this morning because at 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m., I would get a voice text because he couldn't figure out something on his computer or his phone. And he'd be like, Coach, it's going to be an F day. It's going to be an F day. Well, guess what? We all have F days. And every Wednesday at this brand will be an F day.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the first F day. Welcome to the first F day. Pardon me.
Oh, that's our guy.
Classic.
That's our guy. Everybody has an F day, and he loved doing this so much. So we will always honor him. I think the biggest mistake people make sometimes is they just forget about people once they're gone. And we're never going to do that here. We're never going to do that here. All right. So this is going to be where my guys can rant about anything they want. Most of the time it'll be tied back into sports. Doesn't have to be, but sometimes you just got to be able to get things off your chest. So Tommy Carlucci, Howie hated technology. He hated new phones. He hated all of it. What are you ranting on today, sir?
You know, Coach, I've been in TV production, TV technology. We love when HD came. We love when 4K came. You know what I don't love? When I'm watching a sporting event, football, and they go to picture in picture. I am tired of picture in picture. My blood pressure rises when I see picture in picture because the audio goes out of what I'm watching. And then I see this commercial with Jason Kelsey selling soup and saying, "Who's the hot one?" He's sitting there. This fat guy sitting there in a robe watching, talking about soup here. And I got to watch soup or the game. And I can't figure it out. So, you know what my technology is, Coach? I take the remote, I change the channel until we come back to full screen in the game. I cannot take picture in picture anymore. Please get rid of picture in picture. It is horrible.
Tommy, it's not going to change. I'm telling you, it's not going to change. But thank you for giving me the image of you getting upset at the picture in a picture on your phone, whether you're watching Monday Night Raw or whether you're watching a football game or maybe the Nuggets and the Knicks tonight. All right, now DG, let me come over to you, big boy, because I know you are all over social media, and it's such a positive place. What are you ranting on today?
Yeah, it's all about social media and how toxic it is. Like, I'm scared to have my daughters grow up in this because it literally scares me. But John Morant, I think it was yesterday that he actually deactivated from Twitter, and so he's no longer going to be on it. So he doesn't have to see really the toxicity. Yeah, I can't even say that word. That is on Twitter itself, but all social media. And honestly, it's okay to, if you see the way your team maybe plays and you don't like it, or maybe you see how a player plays and you don't like it, it's okay to be a fan and be a fanatic and express yourself. But what it's not okay to do is go after players individually at games and kind of embarrass yourself, because you got to think these guys are humans. We're humans. Everybody is a human, and they actually care about what you're saying to them. No matter what they act like they don't care, they really do care. So it's not okay to go after people. So just give it up. Just kind of have some pride in yourself and just kind of leave the players out of it. Share your fandom, but don't actually attack people individually.
That hard to do. It's really not. Just don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, DG. Tommy, thank you very much. I'm going to go next. And you mentioned John Morant, who's missed a lot of time this year. Last night, I watched the Sixers and the Lakers on local television here because I live in the LA area. And you had Joel Embiid nowhere to be found. I then put on the Warriors game late. And there's Draymond Green. There's Steph Curry in street clothes. But that's not a new story. What's starting to irk me is that these stars are showing more effort, more personality in street clothes on the bench, laughing and high-fiving than they do when they're actually playing the damn game. Where's the energy then? Where's the laughing? Where's the fun? You do it when you're sitting your ass over there talking to your other teammates, but you're not doing it when you're actually on the floor. So if I'm one of these stars that's missing time for whatever reason, don't give me more energy on the bench than you do when you're playing the game. Everybody's paying a lot of money to watch you play. Give them a show, just not in street clothes. All right, Rafael, you're the last one to go. What are you ranting on today, sir?
Influencers. That is what I'm ranting. I cannot. My job half the day is doing prop bets. Just because you're an influencer and you have 1 billion followers does not need that you need a betting prop on you for how many steps you're going to do. My wife's an influencer. Canon is not calling me, asking me how many steps she's doing to take pictures. Why does Twins need to go in boxing rings and box and I need to do odds? Why does I Show Speed going to be at Royal Rumble? Do I need to do odds for him to jump in the ring? Just because you have 1 million gazillion followers on social media does not need you need to call the sports book and say, hey, Kay, can I have a betting prop on me? I'm going to be at this PGA event. I'm going to be boxing. I'm going to be wrestling. You do not need all these betting prop bets just because you have gazillion followers. I know what the books are doing, but someone has to do those things. And it has to be me. I have to watch horrible YouTube TV stuff on guys putting and guys wrestling and guys eating hot dogs. I'm tired of watching influencers half of my day, watching them on their social medias eat hot dogs, try to wrestle, try to box, try to anything. I'm tired of it.
The social media that DG is talking about, perhaps on a picture in picture somewhere that Tommy is talking about, and the influencers that you're talking about. Well, a little bit of a tease. March 27th on Max, which, by the way, carried my PFL Road to Dubai show last week. It could be brother versus brother. Today, this fight brought to you by MyBookie. Use the promo code BTT or Coachman and get a 100% sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Like how I did that? But now, the odds are out courtesy of you, Rafael. If this actually takes place, Jake Paul against Logan Paul, 10 years in the making is what they're calling it. What are the odds looking like according to you?
Than his brother. And you can tell he's boxing the way his body is built now. Jake has to be at -$6. Logan's practicing wrestling. That's a two different kinds of sports for physicality. I think Jake easily takes this. And I'm hearing they're probably going to have to fight because they're getting so much negativity now. People realize it's just a reality show and not a boxing match. Now I'm hearing they're probably going to have to fight at the end because of all the negativity that's coming out.
So, full disclosure, I work with Jake Paul at the PFL. He's a part of the ownership group. He is a part, DG, of what Netflix called the reason that the money skyrocketed, subscribers, all of that, with Mike Tyson. But this is a different animal. This is a brother. And I've seen a lot of reports like, are they actually going to hit each other? Will this actually be a real fight? When you heard this and saw this tease, what was your initial reaction?
Well, the first thing is I laugh because I can see these dudes doing this when they were growing up for free and their parents yelling at them to stop consistently. But the next thing that went through my mind was when I saw the date of March 27th. It's one day after my birthday, but it's also in the road to WrestleMania. And so then I started thinking about Logan Paul, and if he's going to be involved in that, how can they do both? Because what if he gets injured in this fight, whatever it might be, no matter if it's planned or not planned, if he somehow gets, slips and gets injured or something, and he can't do WrestleMania. So there's so much that goes involved on both sides.
And Tommy, we saw Monday night that even though he's not around a lot, he's still very much a powerful character in the world of the WWE. He's a gigantic heel. DG brings up a really good point. There's a lot of moving parts here. What's your take?
I'm wondering if they could both knock each other out. But I love Logan Paul in the WWE. He's one of the best heels that the company's got right now. He's got social media behind him. He knows how to be a heel. He knows how to get everybody under everybody's skin. Jake Paul is a halfway decent boxer. But who wants to see this? This is what I'm asking, fellas. Do you really want to see these two guys go at it? And if they do, why would I want to pay to see it? I know it's going to be on Max, I think. So I just don't understand why are they doing this, and I wonder how much money they're going to make on this also.
So it's interesting that you bring up the money factor because recently Conor McGregor, and I think somebody needs to snap him back into reality. He reportedly was offered $250 million to fight Logan Paul in India. The UFC said no. Conor says, I don't get it. I mean, Logan Paul, WWE, me, UFC, we're under the same umbrella. Well, Conor, this is what happens when you don't fight for the UFC in 5 years. When you go to BKSC and you promote them more than you promote the UFC. Why would Dana White allow you to do this? But now, DG, I got 30 seconds for you. The fact that they said no to Logan Paul, this almost feels like a pivot, and it's not going to be on pay-per-view, not on Netflix, but Max has got to be paying a big-time sum to get this fight.
People are going to watch. Just because people hate these dudes, for whatever reasons, people do not like them or they want to see them get beat up. And so, yes, it is kind of entertainment in itself, right? But it is guys that people watch consistently on their own brands. And so people are going to tune in, and Max is going to benefit from it no matter what ends up happening from the actual fight.
60 million views, Jake Paul against Mike Tyson. Stop being haters out there. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot more people that like this kind of stuff than don't like this kind of stuff. And that's a reason why Max is buying in. They know they can now, you watch, they're going to promote every other thing they have on Max during that fight. That's the way it works in the streaming world now. I'm just telling you, because we know, because we're on Amazon Prime. Boom! It's Coach and Company. It's Wednesday, and damn it, we are a vibe, just like Gabriel Iglesias.
Compound, the first ID buzz in North America. The car's more documented than half my family. It's a little Dodge collection here. They're rare, they're cool, they're fast, and if I want to go take a drive right now, I can. I'm a huge Ric Flair fan, okay? I'm not just saying, really? I'm a huge huge. And I'll show you just how big.
All right, let's go do it. Life is all about...
Woo!
Man.
All right, welcome to Wrestling Corner. And the reason why I call this Wrestling Corner is because not everyone is into wrestling. And since I had this space and I didn't know what to do with it, I had a lot of wrestling memorabilia and photos from over the years. And I says, you know what? I'm only gonna bring wrestling fans to this part of the building so they can see this. And I've had a few people here. I had Chris Jericho here. I had Stone Cold's been here. Kalisto's been here. X-Pac has been here. So, you know, it's been really, really cool to have these guys come out and like.
I bet they loved it. MJF? Wow.
Wait, let me see if I can unhook it. Look at that's from Chris Jericho right there. Did that, wrote on my wall. So my love for wrestling isn't just.
I'd like to shout out the cameraman who shot that feature, by the way. Me? Who says I'm just a host? You know what I mean? I can do it all. By the way, I just checked. Tommy, 108,000 views on our BTT channel for part 2, 68,000 for part 1. Incredible stuff.
Wow, incredible. He's a great guy, man, and unbelievable, those numbers. We appreciate it big time.
No doubt about it.
Hey,
All right.
Coach, what was your
Yes.
favorite thing on the entire tour? I know we're about to go out of break, but your favorite thing?
It was the room with all the pictures in it, and a lot of people say they're a wrestling fan. When you go there, I wish everybody had the opportunity to go there. You would truly see that he is a fan from the word go. So the entire room was just awesome. It was just awesome. We're back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We have crossed the bottom of the hour. We are live on Stadium, which airs on Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Roku TV, Direct TV as well. Do not forget that The Last Word, another one of our shows under the BTT umbrella, airs every single Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, during our break, if you watched on our YouTube channel, you saw our latest interview with Gabriel Iglesias. I encourage all of you watching right now on Stadium to come to our YouTube page, check it out. You want to see what a true wrestling fan is all about. We do everything here: wrestling, MMA, and all of the traditional sports. Also today, we are brought to you by Deemerbox, the most hardcore Bluetooth speaker out there. Go to deemerbox.com. Use the code COACH10 for 10% off site-wide. All right, last night we absolutely crushed all of our breaking down of the different basketball games, specifically in the SEC. Well, guess what? On Wednesday, you get a little mixture of everything. Well, we're going back to the SEC. We're going back to the NBA. It's time to hoop it up. All right, Rafael, I'm going to start with you, big boy, because tonight there are 7 games that involve top 25 teams, including my favorite college coach, my friend. Who's the coach of Auburn, the number 1 team in the country? Who's that?
Bruce Pearl?
Yes, Bruce Pearl. The man that I was there the day after he got signed out of purgatory. It's so weird how NIL has changed everything. It's crazy to think that he once got basically kicked out of college basketball for having a barbecue in his backyard for recruits. That even sounds silly to even say it at this point. But tonight, Auburn, the number 1 team in the country, congratulations to him. They take on LSU. And then you also have Alabama and Mississippi State, a top 15 matchup. Rafael, which game are you looking more forward to?
Jerry Tarkanian's laughing at that suspension that Bruce got, but that's another story right there. I'm looking forward for Auburn and LSU, not because of the number 1 team in the country, Auburn. They can't cover games. Yes, they're averaging 80 points a game on the road, but covering, they've only covered 1 out of their last 6 games. You know why? Because all they do is jack up threes. They're one of the worst free throw attempt teams in college basketball. And if you're not shooting free throws, you're not covering games. If you look at that stat, go to kenpom.com. That stat's brilliant with all that. They need to shoot some free throws to cover games. I like LSU. The cover, grab the 12.5 if you can. I would not be shocked if this one dips down to 11.5, because I think the bettors will realize that, yeah, Auburn's going to win, but they're probably not going to cover.
Really good point. And DG, a lot of times when you're talking about basketball, and not so much in football, but when you talk about basketball, you'll see a team with a really good record like Auburn. They're 18-1. But then you hear Rafael say they don't cover. The reason being they have a lot of big spreads. The Chiefs ran into this problem in the NFL. So now you're laying 12.5, and I'm looking at the number at ESPN Bet, and the total is close to 150. Sometimes in conference play, like we saw last night with Kentucky and Oklahoma, in conference play, the spreads are just too wide. Is this game one of those?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of going both ways here. I do like a little bit of the lean on the under on this game, but I just looking at the stats, Auburn is 0-3 as an away favorite, so they're not covering against the spread on there. And then LSU as a home underdog is 0-1 against the spread, and then they're 2-5 just overall on the season as an underdog. And so neither team likes to cover. And so when I see that, I want to just kind of lean to the better team because I think that their defense can be just good enough and they'll have the best player on the court. So I'll take the points, but I'm going to wait until closer to tip off to see if I can get an 11.5.
That is the early game on, I believe that game is on, the SEC network at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Rafael, let's go over to Alabama and Mississippi State. This is also a fascinating line because Mississippi State ranked number 14. They're the favorite in this one, according to ESPN Bet, but Alabama is number 4 in the country at 17-3. But you knew it was going to be a robust total at 165.5. Your take?
Yeah, Bama last year covered both of their meetings, and I can see them covering this one, but I'm looking at the total. I'm playing the under because if you're Mississippi State and you're playing in your backyard in front of your home crowd, you need to slow down Bama's pace. You need to take over their pace and maybe make it a half court game. I think Mississippi State stalls a little bit, plays half court, and makes Alabama play a different type of ball because if they don't, they'll get blown out. So I'm actually like the under on this game. I think Bama does win, but I think Mississippi State keeps it very, very close. That's why I like the total.
Attack that total because DG, a lot of times you'll see it in the NBA where they strategically will change their pace of play. College, not so much. The teams will say, "This is how I play, this is who I am." But Alabama is arguably the fastest paced team in the country from tip to the double zeros at the end. So, would it behoove Mississippi State to play at a slower pace, even though they also like to play pickup?
Yeah, you got to muddy up the game, and you have to slow down Alabama because if you like the under, that screams Mississippi State, but also if you like the over, that screams Bama, and so it's going to go. I think, however, which way that goes is how the who's actually going to win the game. I like Bama here. They're going to jack up a lot of 3-pointers going against a more athletic, a longer Mississippi State team, but I really do like Mississippi State. I'm sorry, I do like Alabama, who's 3-0 against the spread as an underdog, so I get them to win outright.
Anytime I can get Alabama or any of these top teams as an underdog, I'm going to jump all over them because I love your argument about taking the best team. And it's only 1.5. I like that Alabama play. All right, let's flip the script, time, and let's bring you into the conversation on NBA tonight. 11 games on the docket. Wednesdays are always super busy, but I want to start in the city that you live 30, 40 minutes from, and that's NYC. When the Knicks are good, everything is just better in the Big Apple. And tonight, you got arguably the best team in the Western Conference coming to town, and that's the Denver Nuggets. And when Denver comes, that means a lot of points, a lot of fun. The stars should be out. How much are they talking about it on the fan the last couple of days?
Oh, they're talking about it big time. It's a big time game. Here's the deal, guys. Which Knicks team is going to show up? They just barely beat the Nets about a couple days ago, right? They barely beat the Nets, and then they crush the Grizzlies, putting up 143. So I'm trying to figure out which Knicks team is going to show up tonight because we know Joker and the boys are going to show up. Joker's stat: 6 out of the last 7 games he's had triple doubles. That big guy, listen to that. Triple doubles in a game. That is unheard of for a guy that size. Excuse me. They have this guy, Christian Braun, scoring 20 points in 4 of the last 5 games. So Bronson and the boys, they better bring it tonight because nobody's going to stop Joker. They got Westbrook, Jamal Murray. This is a huge game. Every star is going to be out from New York tonight, and it's going to be an incredible game. But my question is, which Nick team is going to show up?
That's a very, very good point. And DG, let me come over to you because you do the Grizzlies post game. You got to see this game intimately the other night. And the Knicks, when they're on and they have Brunson playing at an all-time high level, they are as good as any team in the Eastern Conference. But I can look at the Nuggets and say they're kind of like the Alabama argument. You're going to give me points and you're going to give me 2.5 against an inconsistent New York team. I might have to take that with Tommy.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go the other way there. I like New York to play well. They're playing very well right now. They're getting some bench production, which they really, it's been spotty and it hasn't been consistent. But as of recently, they've got some consistent bench play. I really like Precious Achua tonight. He plays really good against the Nuggets team, and I think he matches up really well against the Joker. And so I like him coming off the bench to help out. a little bit of cat there whenever he is off the court, maybe his 5, maybe 10 minutes, he gets a rest. But I really do like the Knicks at home going against that Denver Nuggets team. Give me the points, give me whatever. I'll take the Knicks.
Your boy Big Cheesy said the Knicks will win. That's why the line is what it is. Well, at least the books think so, Big Cheesy. Rafael, let me come over to you because Jokic has been a triple-double machine. We know that. In fact, most of them at home, he's been setting NBA records for doing it in less than 4 quarters, like in 3 quarters. But when he goes on the road, it's not as much of an automatic. Props-wise, would you lean into anything in this game?
Yeah, I mean, if you like the Knicks, that means they need to slow down the Joker. So I would maybe look at some under prop bets with maybe points, rebounds, and assists. He's gonna get his points. I would say focus on maybe rebounds and assists. I think the Joker does get it. But can you imagine if the Joker played in New York or in LA? I mean, he should be talked more in the NBA, but he's in Denver smoking weed probably with all his fans. He should be in a bigger market. This game is going to be interesting. DraftKings just took a big bet. They just moved the total to 240.5. This one's going to be very interesting. I'm really excited to see what this total does all day long.
Which is one of my best bets at 240. You think it's going to go down? Some books are taking it up. We'll see how it moves throughout the day. Tommy, there's a lot of drama going down where Z-Man, big-time member of our company, the Heat just suspended indefinitely Jimmy Butler. He is losing a ton of money every single game. And now the best team in the Eastern Conference, the Cavs, who have not been playing like the best team in the Eastern Conference, they're coming to town, and this one is at 8.5. But the last 3 games, the Cavs have not played well at all. This is an interesting spot. And if you're Miami, how much of a emotional toll do you think this whole Jimmy Butler thing has been taking?
Oh, I think it's big time, man. You know, he's big time superstar like Jimmy Butler. By the way, he's just whining again, once again. Oh, I can't play for this team anymore. He wants to go somewhere else. Come on, guys, suck it up and just play the game. Those guys really depend on him. And the Cavs have dipped down a little bit now, so they need to rebound tonight. I think they're going to beat the Heat, and should be a good game. But you're right. Emotionally, this is definitely affect. How can it not affect the team when the guy walks out of practice, when they suspend him? I don't care what the coach says to them. That's your teammate. You're with them every day, and then he walks out on you. That's got to really hurt you emotionally and say, what is going on here?
But this is the way that they've always kind of been when it comes to Jimmy Butler. DG, every team he's been at, there has been drama at some point, and normally towards the very end. This has got to separate at some point.
Yeah, it just shows the immaturity, but also if his agent is allowing this, it just shows that like they're kind of saying, "Hey, you should do this and it's okay to do this because this isn't right and this isn't the way to get some negotiation tactic." And so him backing out on his team is kind of I think put some teams to say, "Hey, we're going to pass on you." And I know there's been a lot of rumors through to Memphis, but also Golden State and the Phoenix. I think it's going to be a Golden State or Phoenix depending on which way they go. Look for Jonathan Kuminga to leave out of the Warriors to be the trade piece that goes to
Wow.
Miami.
And he has
Wow.
very interestingly been on the bench the last couple of games. And why? Sometimes you don't know. They make up reasons, and maybe it's because they don't want him to get hurt to make that change. And the Warriors desperately need it. Jimmy Butler would turn that franchise around in a heartbeat with Stephen Curry, with Draymond Green. But they need an infusion, but it's got to be a good attitude as well. Guys, really good discussion on hoops today. Hoops hysteria here at Coach and Company. Still to come, it's a Wednesday. We will lock it in next. Oh, I love it. Coach and Company live on Stadium.
Appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh, and there he is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the last word, Mr. Joe Henry. Oh, we got to give you an applause after last night. Sir, we know it's late. Thanks for joining us. My man, we talk about you all the time. What an emotional big night for you. You're the 10 AM world champion. How big of a night was it for you, sir?
It was huge. I just want to say thank you from switching to the 4 squares here because this belt was too big for the space that you had for me on the screen there. This feels pretty good. TNA World Champ. Sounds good, right?
It does. It does. Gabby, what do you got?
So we were just talking, Joe. It's good to see you again. You were just on my show like 6 months ago. I don't know if you remember. It was
We
one
had
of
a
the best.
great conversation. Of course I
Really
remember.
deep conversation. We really got into it. We did manifest you winning the title. I don't want to say I put it out there and manifested it, so you're welcome. But like,
But
you
but
know,
you
we
want to
did.
imply it though. But go ahead.
Yes, you know how I work. And you mentioned the whole story about that amazing story of you having that phone conversation with John Cena, which you brought up again today, and you've been talking about it. And that's the talk of the town today, is that you've called out John Cena, which we knew was going to happen. So I know why it makes sense clearly, and you want him to cross over to TNA. You want to have that moment. But I think people don't realize how emotionally invested you are in this. So talk about how that moment will be for you, meaning what it would mean for you in this full circle moment, considering you were on that phone with him so young and what he means to you in your career.
Well, I just think it's an incredible story. So many things happen in wrestling that you could not sit down and write the drama.
All right, if you want to hear the rest of that conversation, that's quite the tease right there. You can check us out at our BTT YouTube page for all of it, including the last word, which is also live on Stadium. All right, we're back live on Stadium in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's a glorious F-Day Wednesday here at Coach and Company. We are going to be live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the live number's amazing. You guys are finding us. We thought it would take, maybe 4 days, but you're doing it in 3. You guys are amazing. Now, to be very, very clear, we are not just a sports betting show, but we will have a recap of our best bets coming up in about 5 minutes or so. But we're also a sports discussion show because that's what we all love. We're all fans at heart. So this story just came out, Rafael, and I want to start with you because you're our numbers guy. The ads for the Super Bowl, which is in 10 days, 11 days, all next week, by the way, every single day on Coaching Company, we will have something related to the Super Bowl. It's going to be Super Bowl week. But the ads, this is shocking to me that every ad is going for, on average, $8 million a spot. Normally, year to year, the increase is about $100,000 per spot. This year, on average, it's $500,000. Last year, 124 million people watched the Super Bowl. Is this crazy land that Fox says they are sold out at an average of $8 million per?
No, it's not crazy. It's the most watched event every year. The Super Bowl. Women, kids, everyone parties. Everyone's watching the Super Bowl. I'm getting ready to tackle Super Bowl commercial prop bets in the next couple of days because I'll get the leak of who has prop bets or who has commercials and who doesn't. So it's for me. I'm excited because I love the commercials. They're one of my favorite parts of Super Bowl is watching commercials.
The Super Bowl commercials, like they are the biggest moment for a lot of these companies and showing off their brand. But it's kind of the cool thing, and I think the cool factor you can't really put a price tag on, and so the fact that you get to be a Super Bowl commercial, you're talked about potentially on social media that doesn't have a price tag, and so I love it. That's probably my most favorite thing, other than the game, but my most favorite thing to look forward to throughout the actual the game.
Tommy, this is a true story. Years ago, we were on a trip, a WWE trip to Japan. It was Hawaii, Japan, and then we landed in Alaska, and we had a show on Super Bowl Sunday evening, and we're sitting at a bar watching all of us, WWE superstars. And remember, we had I can't remember her name, but she was the first GoDaddy girl. You remember, super famous, and she was a diva for us. And we're sitting there. She's sitting right next to us, and her Super Bowl commercial comes up on the TV. She told nobody that she was in a Super Bowl spot, and that was the first GoDaddy getting it out there. And so clearly, whether it's GoDaddy or somebody else, this is where you want to be if you can afford it at $8 million per.
If it's 8 million, you if you can afford 8 million, you belong on the Super Bowl. I think that was Candace Michelle. I'm not sure. I think she was the first GoDaddy, and she became one of the first divas. I'm not sure, but I got to check my memory on that. If you got 8 million, I would definitely invest it in a Super Bowl commercial. You got every eye watching globally around the world, United States, and everybody's watching you. So you want to put your product out there and you got 8 million, it's worth the investment. I'm telling you that right now because everybody doesn't move from that seat. They watch everything. They've gotten interesting. They've gotten creative. Advertisers have gotten creative and interesting in doing these commercials, and they spend big bucks on production of these commercials also.
And I'm telling you right now, guys, this will be the highest rated Super Bowl of all time. We've never had a team have a chance at winning 3 in a row. That's the hook. That's the storyline. That's going to be what sells all of this. And I think we're going to see north of 130, 140 million people to see if the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift can get the job done. All right. We had a ho-hum day yesterday when it comes to our best bets. Today is going to be a better day. We monitor things as we go throughout the show, and we get to right here. It's time to lock it in. Ten seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets. Rafael, I'm going to start with you. What do you like today?
We're going with the UNLV team total under 67.5 minus 3 nickels. If you can't find that, take the game total under on that one. Then we're going to Bradley Beal over 16.5 points and assists minus 3 nickels. I'm not going to talk stats. I'm going to talk about the NBA trade deadline. Bradley Beal's on there. So these are a whole bunch of games that have players that could be traded. Be very cautious while betting the NBA for the next week because of players are rumored to be traded.
The Sixers tonight, one of my best bets at +9. They're playing the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox has been one of those superstar names that everybody's talking about, getting him out of Sacramento. I would encourage you, if you have the number 9 right now, to get it in, because if something comes down today, then that number either will be off the board or it'll be way lower than that if Fox is not going to play. Then I like the over the Nuggets and Knicks games at Madison Square Garden. The Nuggets are an over team. Their last game, they went 250. So I think tonight easily they can go over 240. The Knicks will be a nice dance partner for them. Speaking of that game, Tommy, you're on a side. Talk to me.
I got Nuggets +3 minus 115. The Garden's going to be rocking. Every star is going to be out there, and Joke is going to show out in the big city tonight. And I also had the Flyers +1.5 minus 162 going against the Devils. The Devils have lost the first period in the last 4 games, and as we know, that is huge in hockey, losing the first period.
And guess what? Minus 160. It's a little juicy, but Tommy, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, Tommy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Squeeze. Damn.
Take 2. Take 2.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right. Wow, I can't even believe that just happened. Whew, calm down. Whew. DG, please bring us home.
Yeah, I'm not watching the Spurs and the Clippers game, so we're going with an under here with Devin Vassell under the 4.5 rebounds at minus 125. The Clippers are stingy against rebounding to the shooting guard position, so we're going to ride with that under there. And then I'm going to go with the 2 big guys, both getting double-doubles. Jakob Poeltl, double-double at minus 120. A great matchup there going against the Wizards. And then Daniel Gafford, double-double at minus 120 going against the Pelicans. He just had 27 and 12 not too long ago on January the 15th. So I'm going to ride with my guy, DG.
Games on the docket tonight. Those are all of our best bets. And as always, every single day we recap as we are the most transparent show in all of sports betting as well. By the way, I encourage you to follow our man Chuck, ROI Capper, on Twitter. A full slate of Champions League games today. We have one from yesterday, the Bayern game, play the over. There's going to be 8,000 goals in the Bayern game today, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, we end every show with Rafael's Inside Info. Rafi, where are we going today?
Well, I want to mention about your Denver game first, because that total is now 242.5. Money continues to fly in on that game. So wait to see. That one number will come down. It's not going to keep on climbing up. But my stat of the day is going 2-for-0. We had San Jose State, easy cash coach last night. The Phoenix Suns' last 13 home games, 11 of them have gone under the total. They're playing Minnesota, a defensive team that struggles on offense at times. So I like this game to go under.
Suns and the under. And DG, I like what you said. Whenever I bet an under, I cannot watch the game. I literally cannot watch the game. I can't. I can't.
Never will ever.
Right? I just like to look at my phone and go, okay,
Right.
good. Because it's one of two ways. Either they hit everything and that's a nightmare, or it's just ugly to watch. By the way, I did text Rafael last night. And I said, what was that inside info number? And he said, San Jose State. It was a ridiculous number. What was it again? Do you remember off the top of your head?
San Jose State plus 14.5. They lose by 3.
Correct. They were up 12 at halftime, and they were getting 14 and a half, 15. It was a lock if I ever saw one. Gentlemen, well done today. You can catch us on demand on our YouTube page at Behind the Turnbuckle. BTT is the brand. We're also here live on Stadium every single day. It's now time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, for you to be nice to each other, be kind to one another, and understand this. There is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, love them all. And now they're a company, all under one roof. My numbers guy, Rafael Esparza. My man, DG. Big Tommy C. Producer man behind the scenes. Damn it, you see the show, making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's true what we're all about every single day, live on Stadium. It's Coach and Company. Take care.